All right, so you're going through all this and you're basically feeling like you're different, understandably so, because the world is asking you to be this particular kind of person that fits in this very rigid academic category, and even, I would say, gender stereotype category, because you were saying it was magazines and makeup and this idea of like women are this way, and because you're not that way, then maybe I'm not a woman.
Mm-hmm. And eventually I did end up liking those things, but I mean, for a while, I just didn't want anything to do with those things. And there's still a lot of... I feel like in some ways, I still have some traditionally more masculine-leaning behaviors. And it's just one of those many things that made me feel like there's something separating me from other women. Like I was just watching from the outside while other women I felt like they got to interact with each other and relate to each other, and I didn't feel like I was that way at all.
So were you looking to fit in somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you thought, I have a better shot of fitting in with the boys than the girls?
Yeah. I mean, I also struggle to socialize with boys a little bit, but sometimes I found it easier to relate to like boys' sense of humor and a lot of their interests, and even the way that we felt about the world.
Yeah, I think boys in a way can be easier to get along with. I remember growing up, I mean, obviously there's a lot of differences, but I had a lot of brothers, and it was like for a while I didn't feel like I knew how to interact with girls until I kind of figured it out. But because I didn't grow up with sisters, I didn't have a sister till I was 9 years old, so...
Yeah, growing up, I had a kind of offensive sense of humor that a lot of girls just didn't really like at all.
Meaning just jokes that were not...
Yeah, a little off-colored.
We're not, that's very funny. From like being 5 years old, off-color jokes. Did you have a favorite joke?
Not a particular favorite joke, but I remember in kindergarten, up to like first or second grade, we would have assignments where we would learn about important historical figures, and we'd have to like color them in. Mm-hmm. I'd draw like Band-Aids on their faces and like give them nose.
Give them nose what?
Give them like running makeup, blushing, nosebleed.
Oh no!
Just random stuff. Just like
your teacher's like, she's definitely a boy. Did you save any of that artwork?
It's probably somewhere in my closet.
It's pretty hilarious. Okay, so you're just a very funny, quirky girl who's like tough and figuring out and smart and figuring out her place in the world, and then you end up with this therapist. Well, you went to the psychiatrist who gave you the meds as an 8-year-old because you didn't like to sit in your chair all day in this boring school, and then you end up, I'm not making fun of it, there's an absurdity to the way that our systems don't make space for diversity, quite frankly. Diversity of personality and talent, I would call it.
Yeah.